What's up, guys? Welcome back to another beautiful week of interviews, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I only have one this week, and it's nothing like I'm quitting, I promise, because I'll never quit, and I don't think he'll ever quit either, because I know y'all know who this is. But no, for real, like, thank you guys for staying tuned, and I do want to introduce this man first, because one, I found him at a concert at the Charleston Poorhouse at Mike Livelihood. He was DJing at one of the sets,
yes, sir,
and this man was on stage. Bro, one of the craziest MCs I've ever seen, and I mean that like for real. I barely know this man, and we probably known each other for about like 6 months or something like that, and you know, I suck at communication, but dude, listen, interview 91, Slim Soul. Thank you for coming on, bro. How you been? You been good?
Thank you for having me, man. I'm good, bro.
Yeah, vibing, really bro. Good, bro. This man just had a show last night and he popped out.
Yeah,
bro, you're a real one, bro.
I had to, man.
How was it though?
It was amazing, bro. I did it was Slim and Manny's International Players Band.
Okay. And
we were doing the Outkast tribute for the, you know.
How was that thought about? Like, was that just something you were chilling with your boys and you were like, you should do Outkast?
Me and Manny been like on the same wavelength for like a minute. So like I know him like way back, probably go back like 6 years or so. And you know, he was putting me on to like live band shows and, you know, getting out onto the scene and getting into places, and he really like, he came back, like, he did his whole thing up in New York, and he went out on tour, like, he was, like, with Lin-Manuel, like, the dude that did Hamilton and shit.
Oh, wow.
So he was, like, doing, like, a bunch of crazy, like, different shit. And, like, he came back to Charleston, and he, you know, he, like, comes up to me, and he's like, yo, I've been thinking about, like, you know, like, how they do Motown Throwdown on, at Poorhouse. Like, we could do the same thing, but it's, like, hip-hop. We just, like, do a nice little cover of a bunch of songs, throw in our original songs, like all of that stuff. But it was like we have like a consistent like group of people. We always change people out. Yeah. There were always subbing people and stuff like that. So he was telling me about that, and like he's like, I want to do that shit with hip hop, and I was like, bro, I've already like started thinking about doing that. And, like, Outkast would be a first.
I would say y'all killed it. I saw Mike Brown's story, and I was like, wow, that was actually great. That's insane. I apologize about the chair. I'm not afraid to talk about it. But no, you got my chair. No, I feel bad. So now, if y'all hear it, I apologize.
It's okay. I'm chilling.
New things coming very soon. But no, for real, man, I'm proud of you, bro. Because one, I feel like you're not afraid to be something that like a lot of people aren't. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about the outcasting. I'm talking about you as in Slim Soul.
I appreciate
because you stick out like a sore thumb, especially if anybody were to play your music. Yeah. Like you really have some crazy. You remind me of kind of like 𝙄𝙣𝙩𝙚𝙬𝙚, like type lane. You know what I mean? Because it's like I listen to Soul Era.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the vibe I felt like, and it's cool, bro. So we'll dig into it because I wanted people to kind of know. I know everybody seen you last night and you killed yourself. But let's dig into the real gist of the interview, bro. Where are you from? Where were you born?
So I was born in Florence, South Carolina. Really was briefly there, but like all my family's from around like South Carolina, so like Georgetown, Goose Creek, like Myrtle Beach.
I feel like everybody's like they're from here, but they've like lived in different spurts.
Oh yeah,
I've had a few people really told me like, you know what I mean? What is it? The Hilton Head. Yeah. And they moved here. You know what I mean? So how do you feel like how your life was doing that? Do you think it was cool to be able to live in different areas? Or?
For sure. And then you know I left for a good bit. So like I was with my mom in like DeKalb, Illinois. We were in like DC, Virginia area, Maryland, North Carolina. I spent some time with my dad, so I was with him in North Carolina, and then we moved to Charleston. And we've been here ever since, and like a lot of families close to here, so it's a cool spot.
That's good, man. So where'd you go to elementary school at since you've been kind of?
Man, so elementary school was in Virginia. That was in like around South Lakes, I think, or something like that.
Do you remember anything in particular, like anything? Because we all have like crazy stories and stuff.
I mean, it was cool. You know, I'd never really, because we moved around a lot, so like I enjoyed it for what it was, and you know, made friends, and it was a good time. But yeah, no, it was
nothing
like
crazy.
Pretty chill.
Do you feel like you had like a
in elementary school? Yeah, nothing crazy.
I mean, for me, I was kind of like people who've been sticking around. Thank you for even watching all the interviews. But I tell everybody, 5th grade, I literally was running towards the finish line and I collapsed and lost.
Snap!
Like I'll never forget that.
Damn.
Moment. And I got pronounced asthma.
Okay.
that same day. Maybe it's because of the anxiety attack. So I just asked, you know, because you'd be surprised the stuff that we go through at those ages who make us who we into or into what we are now.
Oh,
and I feel like, you know,
definitely.
I don't know you personally on that level, but maybe your music at that age, you traveling has enhanced your music.
Yeah, no.
Because, you know what I mean? Like, your music is not normal, bro.
Hey,
I've listened to it today. I may not listen to it all the time. I've seen some of your promos and stuff like that in live. But, like, literally digging into your music this morning had me, like, why is this dude not... You feel me? And that's a whole different interview.
Yes, sir.
So let's dig into middle school. Where'd you go to middle school at? Was it in Virginia, too?
So, no, that was... And that's when I moved to... North Carolina, so that was Lowe's Grove.
What part?
Durham, Raleigh, Durham.
Okay,
yeah.
That's like near the J. Cole stuff.
Yeah,
there he is. That's good.
That's right. But no, that's cool. So that was like elementary school was cool. I was chilling, you know, like I was out in Virginia, like very low key, just like you know. But yeah.
Did you like find your music passion then, or like when
Probably. I mean, that's when I started listening to like different shit and started seeing like you know. Freestyle battles and like
who was the first one?
It was just like homies, you know, just like you know homies I knew from around the way, and a lot of those cats probably still doing it. One of my homies, like that's where I met him, and we did this group called Speaker Box. So
okay, yeah,
so
I've
like
seen that.
we know like we just dropped the track with the homies.
Yeah, I saw that.
So we're kind of just going back into like all the classic shit before we go on tour and start doing some new stuff.
Yeah.
So
okay.
But yeah, so that was like that's where I like you know like I met him. Like I just kind of it was just a different. It was like a kind of like culture shock because I'm like. It was like predominantly like white, like up in Virginia, so I'm like, you know, whole different vibe.
Did you feel like uncomfortable? And I don't know if you're okay with talking.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, it was
like, did you feel like you couldn't be yourself in that environment?
In the elementary school, or like
or just in here?
Where so like, no, it was just a different kind of vibe for sure.
Coming here?
You know, yeah, well, not even coming like from here to or from Raleigh to here or Durham to here was fine.
Okay.
Like you know, I'm chilling. It was kind of back to. Kind of similar to like the Virginia stuff, but it was like you know high school. That's when I was here.
Okay.
But middle school, yeah, we was just getting into shit, boy. And
did you play sports?
That was funny. I ran cross country for 2 weeks, and
I thought you were about to say 2 years.
No, I didn't do shit. Fast. But that was like high school.
Did you just didn't think it was the one?
No, that's when I really got into music. Like I kind of. So I was like, I had to pick a focus on something, and yeah, running was.
That's dope. I'm glad you stuck to it because I definitely feel like you picked the right thing. That's what. Shout out to Lisa. She said that in Japan they like have 5 things. And they choose which one, and like I feel like you know if that's what you went through, you would have picked the mic. Exactly. You know what I mean?
No,
for real,
sure.
you really deserve it, man. Like you're fire with it.
You,
and even just to hear your story already, just because we started, it's remarkable. So where'd you go to high school at before?
So high school, I went to Wando.
Okay, so what year, if you don't mind me asking?
So
I went to Wando.
2012.
Okay, yeah, so you probably know my uncle and stuff. Yeah, I'm a Seabrook. I grew up in the whole area and stuff. But no, that's dope. Do you think Wando was like more? Because definitely, and I don't mean to sound rude in any type of way, a privileged high school.
Oh, for sure.
We had Chick-fil-A when I was there every lunch, and I'm like, I go to Stratford. They say once a week on Wednesday morning.
No, it's wild to hear kind of and to see how much it's grown. I've got my little sister is actually going there now, and that's
insane. So like, do you remember anything like in particular in high school? Like, do you think that's when like your music? I know you said you were already doing it in middle school, but like. You know, of course, there's only a limit of what you can do in middle school. Do you think high school like broke the barrier? Like you could go out to parties.
For sure, yeah. No, like
find your character.
Yeah, find the kind of character. That's kind of when I got like I was kind of like a goody two shoes all throughout like elementary and
like good grades,
middle school, good grades, good, just like chilling. I didn't get into that. If I got into trouble, it's because I was like. Just like fucking around, like just you know bored, like I'm done with shit. Like let's like you know I'd kind of do that kind of stuff. But you know high school like that was kind of the you know we always have our rebellious phase.
Of course, you know. What's any advice that you would give anybody who's going through that rebellious stage?
I mean,
it could be any age, honestly.
You always gotta think, and like I'm grateful for it now because I like you know my parents were really cool, and you know because I'd left my house like you know senior year. High school and like you know dipped out lived with somebody else
by choice
like
Kinda.
Yeah. It was like I made the choice. Yeah, I made the choice that made that decision for me. But yeah, no. So I fucking, you know, you go through that and you kind of understand, you know, your parents shit and that like being how old I am now and like living life and shit. You're like, Pops was fucking right. That's exactly, they were right. Like it's not like, and they can't convey it the right way either. It's like, you gotta remember your parents they're just fucking people too. That are just trying to figure that shit out.
They were just kids, just like us.
Yep, no. And like my parents had me young, so they had me like in college, like probably 21, 22.
Yeah.
So like they were still finished. Yeah, so they were finishing out. Like mom's is a professor now, dad's a doctor at MUSC, and like they stuck through. They like had to go. They went through their whole college careers, like fucking raising me too. So. You know, that rebellious phase definitely. Yeah, I was getting into some shit. That's when I was like partying and like really starting to smoke weed.
Do you think that like you know, if there's something you could tell yourself in the future like to prevent what you just went through now? Because I'm not saying you were going like some crazy rebellious.
Yeah, it wasn't super crazy. It was very slight shit. Yeah, I was like, fucking don't rush, bro. Like chill out. Like it'll be there. It definitely was there, waiting for it. Like, you know, like now. I feel like a lot of people go through that and they grow up like real early. Yeah. And then like you get to like college and shit. And I still had a good time in college now, I'm not gonna lie. But like, you know, you get to that point now and it's like, you know, like parties or, you know, going to bars or like clubs and shit. And like now that shit's like boring. It's like, why are you
so boring?
Unnecessary.
I feel like back then I could understandably see why clubs and stuff were entertaining. Yeah. There was some crazy music coming out.
Oh yeah, and it was a different kind of vibe. It's not even like that anymore.
No, you can't go to go in now. You hear Sexy Red and stuff, and it's like
everybody's like on their phones, like fucking like
robots. Yeah, it's a robot party.
Yeah, no, it's definitely different.
So, what college did you go to?
So I went to college in Charleston.
Oh wow, do you think like, cause I don't know, man. I like College of Charleston, like not downplaying or anything, but I think it's like. I think it's insanely big for no reason, if that makes sense. Yeah, no, I feel Charleston's small.
It is. No, it takes it's a college town. It takes up that whole downtown area. But it's I think it's cool how it's integrated in there, and you know they can. There's always room for.
Did you enjoy it? Like,
oh yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. You know, that definitely was the, you know, still coming out of the rebellious phase. I had went to Francis Marion before that, and I was like in Florence, so I was like, I'll go back to Florence. I got a scholarship, like let's go.
What did you major in?
Well, I was doing music arts management. They actually had a music industry program, which was like really cool.
College of Charleston did?
No, Francis Marion did. But then like after I had already went there, like I'm pretty sure that same year College of Charleston was like starting or like taken off on their like they had their first set of graduates in this music industry major, so they made it official. Wow. So I once again was in the rebellious phase, got into some shit. Yeah. You know, and but like Francis Marion wasn't like really. I was just like, I need to let me come to Charleston. Like I'll come back to Charleston.
Do you regret like coming to Charleston? Or?
I do not. I think I'm glad I did come to Charleston, just because. What was happening out in Florence, like there's just not shit to do. Like, and it's growing now. And like, shout out to Tyree, like he's from Florence.
Oh yeah. Did you go to school with him around?
I did not, but like once we met, we definitely that was like a point. Like we were like, oh yeah, you from Florence, and like their like downtown area, like kind of scene, like their arts kind of district is growing. Like you know, they had a nice pack. They had a nice couple of bars, but there was like really like when I was out there, there's not shit to do but get into trouble. Yeah. So like that was for me. I was like, let me just go ahead and slide back to Charleston, and like you know started right back with the homies I knew back in like school that stayed and went to Charleston, and really started like getting in. Like as soon as I came back to Charleston, it was like shows, music, and like I remember I walked in what was it? Like I fucking stumbled into Juanita Greenberg's one night and just like started rapping and like just like
that was like the start of performing.
Yeah, like really was like let's get this shit, because I was like that was just me. Like they're like you rap. I was like yeah. Like let me get on this.
Did you have any music like prior to it though?
No, I had a little bit. Like I was doing the speaker box shit a little bit with the homie. So definitely during that Francis Marion stage, we were close. He went to SC State, so that's what. Marty says the homie.
Did you like
other half of
post on Spot or like where were you posting?
Not really. Like we were doing like SoundCloud, and you know we did a Bandcamp. We would sell a little bit of merch. Like it wasn't super huge. Like we didn't know what we were doing yet, so you know, we just.
You could classify yourself as a SoundCloud rapper.
I mean,
because it sounds like you started right when that happened.
Oh yes, definitely. That was definitely the stigma behind.
I remember when it first dropped, bro. I'll never forget, and it was like music that like people would never look up, but it was fire music.
Yeah, no,
you know what
for
I mean?
sure.
So
I got fire music from SoundCloud.
Yeah,
I definitely a lot of homies went on SoundCloud first, and you know they kind of followed suit with everything.
What did you give advice to anybody who would want to like try to make music but don't have no way to like start?
I would start with like, if you're doing it, start with just like an image, some content. Start with, don't even think about like posting it on Spotify or any, like, you know, that's a thing to do and it's so easy to do now. Mm-hmm. So everybody can do it, but you gotta, don't just put that out there and then like not do anything. You know, like don't just expect people to go find your Spotify link or like, you know, you gotta have stuff to push them toward it. And you know,
is that kind of what you've been having to tell yourself?
Yeah, no, you know
I
definitely.
mean? 'Cause I know how hard
it's a content
it is.
game. I've been figuring it out, and got some stuff coming. So like, I'm excited for it. And you kind of get into that stage of like, what do I need to? Should I just like keep putting stuff out? But you gotta like, once you start, you can't stop. Like, you know? So I'm just trying to get that nice little catalog of just stuff I can reference. And you know, we had one music video come out. We're gonna have maybe another one come out this year.
I hope so.
And you know, and even just collaborations with people have been
shows,
great.
man. You just came back from Boston.
Yeah,
you also went somewhere else too.
We went all up. So we went like
Michigan,
Vermont, Boston, Philly, New York. Went to Canada.
Which one? What was your favorite?
I'm telling you, bro. Ferndale got some. It was a nice venue. It was like a nice, like they were just nice fans, like great people, like that love to listen to music, and you know their weed was really on point. It was really nice.
I feel like the open-minded states and stuff like that are legalized. And I don't want to talk about it too much, but you know what I mean. That's why I think Charleston isn't where it should be because of that level.
Oh, that's facts.
And then when it gets to that level, it's like every show is going to be sold out. Everybody's going to be chilling. There's going to be families. How do you feel about the Charleston music scene? We don't have to dig that deep on it, but you are part of it, and you are definitely the top MC in my category. There's a lot of people that I have in that category, you know, but it's still like, how do you feel about the Charleston music scene?
I feel good about where it's going, and like you know, how it's becoming more open and especially more accepting to hip hop, and how people are trying to like actually figure out how to do it. You know. You know, I was talking to somebody and I remember they just said it kind of like in passing, and they were like, yeah, like even 5 years ago, it wasn't like friendly like this, like, you know, like, and that was definitely like, that's facts. Like,
what are ways you think you're like helping it though? Like,
I mean, just being collaborative and showing people how to, you know, come about it the correct way.
Consistency.
I think that's the main thing. You know, always have good homies like hit me up for advice or like, you know, try to get their show, and like now that they kind of see how people respond to them and like what they need to be doing, they're like, well, you do it, so like how are you getting into these places? And I'm like, I just gotta tell you just gotta know how to approach people. Really, like it's not.
No, I think you deserve it though. Like it's different. Like some people really like, even if you were to network and try to things. Sorry about the chair, bro.
Oh, bro, you fine. I'm chilling, boy.
But in order for people to really like learn, or some people think that whenever you connect with certain people that this just gonna happen, right? And then for you can connect with that person that they just met with, and it could spark like a whole thing. So it's really you, man. It's like some people just need to understand to play their role. Yeah. You know, and that's the problem. Is like everybody can't be the superstar on the stage with the mic. Certain people, you know what I mean? And that. I don't mean to be that dude, because I'm very positive, but I'm real also, and I think that's the way of fixing the music scene, especially in Charleston, because like we have so much talent, and like it's insane how much talent is in Charleston, and we're not like in that New York category or Atlanta. I get not on like the building aspects and like the population wise, but music wise, we should still at least have like a scene to where it's like, yo, I'm gonna go to like Tyler the Creator comes out here.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
and that's why
Taylor Swift comes out.
We're out here. We just need a couple of like more like mid-level venues, like, you know, and shout outs to all, like, I'm at Poorhouse, so I do like promotions, marketing at Poorhouse, I do sound, and just seeing how that place works and like how it's just such a, you know, welcoming, like, homey vibe. Like, it's a mom and pop, like, it's literally a mom and pop, like, they're just fucking, it's just like a family, bro, and it's good, like,
that's how it should be.
Thing. And like, you know, we need a lot more people that aren't on the whole little monopoly train of, you know, what's going on.
Capitalism, because that's the thing with performing.
That Live Nation takeover, but it's still cool, like, you know, and I think we're getting to that point, you know, where we're having more people come through because they know that's a cool stop on the tour.
Right. So, let's talk about your production that you have going on. Like, what's up with that? Can you tell us?
So, Soul Power Productions, right? It's like it's a nonprofit production company. So I teach a lot. That's what I went to school for, arts management, music. So I just, after that, kind of just went into the way of teaching. Like, I was doing private lessons and all that kind of stuff. But
like, did you just wake up one day and just came up with this, or was this something?
Well, it was always like a side hustle, you know. Like, it was always like I do lessons, or I do like summer camps and workshops, and like I started bringing like my beat pad and, like, you know, recording equipment around, and they were like, "That's cool, like, let's do that." And so, like,
by yourself though, like, were you like?
I was like sometimes a part of groups, or like sometimes I was just like, you know, pulling up into what are they, like, community centers. So I would just go in there, and like they'd have time, and kids would just be chilling after school or something, and like I'd be just making beats. And but yeah, like, so I've always been into like live production, studio stuff. I started with All Indoor Green, like, in high school. So that is where I fucking like really learned how to like work a board and, like, you know, run a stage and do all of that stuff. So I just started applying that to like nonprofit stuff. Like, I started, you know, having kids come in and learn, like, you know, learn a craft. Like, so, because it's like I made money doing sound. Like, that's basically what pays my bills. Like, it really got me into a lot of different spaces that I wouldn't be in. Like, you know, I didn't have, like, if I wasn't doing sound, I probably would not be doing hip hop in all these places that.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. It's like what I was saying earlier. You're different.
Yeah, you gotta work.
You gotta grind your way. It's not just given to you. You don't just, you know. So I was gonna ask, like, do you think, like, what would you offer to people?
Like, you know, how to
just for some people who want to know.
Yeah, like, we do. Well, what I'm planning to do, and I do S.O.U.L'S Studios. Shout outs to the homies, Moon and Jacob. So we have a spot like in front of Wolfgang Zimmerman, and it's just like these two houses. He's the studio in the back, we're the studio in the front, and it's just like a content house. So that's basically always been my goal, is to like start these little spaces that are like just safe for you to be able to come in, create. If you don't have the access to the equipment, we've got all the equipment. You've got all the, like Ableton, like your different DAWs. We've got the different mics you need, like anything you want to do to just be creative. And that's always been my kind of goal of just bringing that to places that don't have it. So
that's cool.
So I started doing that. Yeah, hey, appreciate you.
There's not many people, you don't hear that often, man.
2017.
It takes time too. It's not just gonna happen overnight. Like, you think about J. Cole's thing, like, where he brought everybody. You remember that documentary? He brought like 20 artists together in one room. Like, that's
Dreamers.
That's insane. So. No, man, I think, where did you get Slim Soul from? Like, how was that brought? Because I see you have the periods, and what does...
Yeah, so it sounds a universal love.
Okay.
So that's what I started the nonprofit with, and I used to go by like Slim COD, like, when I was like younger, and it came, like, it was just fun. It was just, I was like, it's time to put that to rest, just from... That was like my like little gamer tag shit. That was like
that was the gamer tag.
Yeah, that was the gamer tag and shit. You know, and I was like, you know, on the duty. You know, you playing Call of Duty. I was like Slim COD. It goes like for my name, but also like I like Call of Duty too.
Right.
And like Cash on Demand. It just did a whole bunch of stuff. But I was like, let's stop with that. And like that's when I started like really getting more into producing and, you know, like taking it seriously. And I had already done Soul Power. And I was just like, I should just do soul. Like, just do it as Slim Soul. Sounds universal love.
I like it, bro. It's different. Like, what's next? Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
hopefully in a bigger space, or having another haven to be able to like create and shit. So having a studio, really kind of just touring my own stuff or working with my own music, but also just if Soul Power really starts to gain traction and do what it's intended to do, hopefully get that into like a lot of schools. And
it definitely will, bro. It just takes patience.
Oh yeah, no, and it's been good just to be in our space now, and we're gonna start campaigning a little bit to kind of expand on that, and really have like workshops that like even adults can take. Just come in, learn how to work the board, come in and learn how to like record yourself. Come in. Create content for whatever kind of brand you're trying to build, or all that kind of stuff.
That's beautiful, bro. That sounds like what I'm trying to do, but in the music category. Yeah. I'm doing it in gaming.
Exactly.
I do it in gaming too, but that's crazy, bro. I like to hear that because, like I said, it's not normal. Especially in Charleston, I feel like it's more of like I was telling you off air. I just feel like it's separated, and it's not a bad thing. It's just like we need to come together and work as a group, and I feel like you're helping it.
That's been the thing. That's been one of my main goals too with Soul Power, and having it be like you gotta have something for it to be under, so even I gotta put myself under that, so and that thing just always being that kind of benevolent thing that is just purely there for the betterment of people. Right. So like it all goes back to that, and I'm always trying to push the Soul Power just like kind of agenda of like what we're doing through our shows, and that's the first mission, is to like have a space for people to do this. And so we try and always let homies hop on. I'm always really open.
Do you think that maybe sometimes, and this is kind of a good question too, is like, do you think being too open?
Oh yeah, I definitely had to dial that shit back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I have to too.
Bro, yeah, and you already know.
You always gotta have your guard up, but still, like, how do you go about that? Like, how do you?
I don't know. You just kind of, I take the standard of what how I have to approach somebody, and like what I have to do to get what I want. If it's like a show, if I want to like do a production somewhere, like who am I talking to? If I'm trying to get in a music hall, music farm, like how am I going to connect that way? And I think about how I would approach them. And even if I'm on like a first name basis, or if I know them, it doesn't matter. Like, how am I gonna make it so that they will hit me back, and they will be like yes or no. Like they'll give me an honest no, or like if they'll tell me yes and not really, like I really didn't do the work I needed to do for it, or if they like are fucking with it and they know what we're doing and they say yes. So like that's what I'm thinking of. And if you're not approaching me how I would approach them, then I'm like automatically just in the trash. Like, so
have you had any? You don't have to bring it up, but
yeah, no, that's definitely helped me weed out a lot. Just doing that, just because, it's just you gotta like. It's not even like I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be a gatekeeper. I'm not trying to be an asshole about it. But it's like I am getting hit up. Like we get hit up a lot. So there's a lot of shit to read through. Yeah. So like if it's not coming correct, just like if that 5 seconds in a video, bro. If I don't like what I'm seeing already in the email, I'm probably not gonna fuck with it. Right. Like I'm probably not. Gonna
that's
fuck
how
with
I think. And sometimes I think it also teaches people. Like maybe you should check yourself.
Yeah. No. Humble yourself for sure. Yeah. Like you're asking for a hookup. Like it's not like. You can tell me you're gonna like this would really help you. Like that's not what
the whole point of
that's
thing.
Not what
some people
that's going for.
I don't mean to be rude. That's a selfish trait. Yeah, like some people do that.
Yeah, they really do. And then and like the people that could, it's not really. No, it's not. It's not to help me. Like
But it's alright, And I think at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because you're still this positive person, bro. And you're giving out positive vibes. You're rocking out shows. You got any upcoming shows?
I'm taking a little break for a while. I'm gonna be back.
You did like 25 this year.
Yeah, I'm about to be back on the road with Stoplight, doing their sound, and I've been opening for them. In the meantime, we do like after parties, pre-parties.
You like doing sound?
I like it. No, it's fun. It's like you get to fucking mix like what you're listening to. You get to make it sound like what you want it to sound like. I can't even go to shows now and not be listening, not be doing the sound, and I'm like, oh my god, like this guy is killing it right now. He's fucking it up, So, but and then if there's a good mix, I'm like, gotta go back there and shake that man's hair. I'm like, hey, good job. But yeah, it's definitely it's fun. It's, you know, just to be able to mix it, especially if it's with a group that you like to work with, which is the case. It's all homies on Stoplight, so you know, it's just really cool to just like really dial in their sound and just really make it sound like how I would like to listen to it in my living room.
How would you like to listen to it?
Like, you know, I definitely gotta hear my boy Noah Jones on them keys. You know, I gotta have the, you know, those gotta set. You gotta hear the words. You gotta hear the vocals, but just really like just cleaning up the sound to like where it's. I think it's funny because I've been using like a lot of like old school boards this past couple of weeks, like shit from the '80s and shit. Like,
right.
And like I'm like, why do you not like? I came in every time like, oh my fucking god, like it's just this old ass board. They got all the effects and stuff that you would just have on like your computer or on like a electronic board, something like digital. Mm-hmm. It's like a fucking rack from like here to here of just like a bunch of shit you gotta like connect.
Like boom, bam.
Yeah, like the old school shit, like wow. You know, so it's all like patched in. So I was like, just like, oh, this is gonna be a headache, and I'm like. It actually sounded fucking amazing. Like it was wild. Like, and that's the thing. Like you've gotta put that character on to like digital stuff. Like, you know, you've got to make it sound like it's not like a digital thing. Right. But like with those boards, it just sounds so natural and like warm and just like everything comes through, and it's like really easy to just make it sound like what you want it to sound like.
Right. And, do you think that's helped you with your music though?
Oh yeah,
like
for
running
sure.
the sound and stuff like that.
Seeing that definitely helps me with mixing and making demos and recording and figuring out everything. It's just been, yeah, no, it definitely does.
That's good though, man. Where can we find your music and stuff like that?
So yeah,
I'm
all on Spotify. What else? You know, all the streaming platforms. Apple Music. It's all under Slim Soul. So I got my latest project on there, Late Graduation, but I got a single from this album I've been working on for a while now that's going to come out soon. But a lot of shit to do is on there.
Yeah, I heard Back. Is that the name of it?
Yeah, that's on
I like that one, bro. I'm not going to lie. I was listening to it because I was like, let me see what's up, bro.
That's that COVID anthem right there.
Yeah, bro. But I like the recent one. Not saying I didn't like it, but the one before the homies.
Yeah.
What was the name of that one?
A lot of shit to do.
Or I think it was, you just dropped it. Like
yeah, it's LOSTD.
Yeah, that one. Sorry. I was making sure, bro. I didn't want to say the wrong one. But no, man, like you're bro.
Hey, appreciate you.
Definitely, like my advice to you, and this is not, I don't want you to get anything wrong, but more visuals, bro, and keep dropping the heat, bro. That's really it. Because if you keep dropping visuals to your music,
yes, sir,
it's over. Because that's all that's winning now.
That's been my main thing is like doing that because like we've done this for so long and like probably within the last like when I was like in college and after that and like we were, you know, giving it a good shot, but you know, still just working and like doing day jobs and shit like that. Like I maybe had like one visual and I was like, I need to gotta step that up.
Yeah,
like, you know, so I've been, you know, and it takes, you know, investing into yourself and thinking about
a lot of it. But you're doing, I feel like you're on a different path because you're touring and stuff.
Yeah.
Man. Like it's not like you're just sitting, you know what I mean? Like still, like you're doing a lot of stuff. Yeah. So it's hard to balance all that. But I feel like when you get on common ground, more stacked up and boom, and then, you know, which you will, bro. It just takes time. How do you always be yourself whenever you wake up?
Oh man, how do I always be myself when I wake up? Ooh.
No, that's the ending one. I always end it with the good one.
Hey, bro. He just came out. He's like, all right, so now, really interesting.
No, that's the next interview, bro.
I like that.
That's the next interview.
I like that.
Because I don't want to be, this is the intro.
Yeah, no, I like that.
This is who's Slim Soul, you feel me?
Yeah.
We stay on that. And then the next interview, you're going to hate me for it.
No, I love it. But really, you know, I just like wake up, you know, kind of breathe, don't look at my phone or anything. And, you know, I've got to get to work soon, but I just look at myself and say like affirmations of like good shit, like, you know, not to be, it's like you just got to hype yourself up before the day starts. You know?
What is one advice you would give anybody, I don't mean to cut you off, but what's one advice you would give anybody who's struggling to have that idea though? I just want to be quick with it.
It's like you got to be, you're deserving of whatever you want in life, you know, so like you just speak that in the universe. And I think being grateful to the universe, definitely the universe will keep gifting you things, you know? So I'm like, when I look in the mirror, I'm just like, you know, thankful for all you've given me, and like, what can you give me today? Like, show me what is good today with, like, you know, anything. And that's kind of, you know, I'm dope, and my friends do dope shit. Like, me and my friends are dope. I'm just like I gotta think about
it's
that.
It's a family, bro. And I wouldn't even say friends. You know? I've been seeing you with the same people for a minute now. I don't see no different people, to be honest.
Hey, don't do friends, bro.
I feel like it's really family at this point.
No, it really is, and that's really the other half of it. You know, it was like having such a support system, and you know, we always got our backs. We always sharing our shit. We always doing our shit together, and it's that humbleness, you know. It's definitely, you know, being able to ask for help, which I think a lot of people do not fucking do.
I'm battling that myself, man.
You know, if it was staged in a more like, hey, could you help me do this? I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Right. I'll help. Like, I will always try to help, you know. And like, you gotta, you know, be able to say no to people and shit like that.
I was about to say, backtrack to what we talked about earlier.
But if like you genuinely have the time, if your cup is full, then like help people out. But if it's not full, like fill that bitch up first before you start doing something else. But no,
because I've learned to do it when my cup is full. Exactly. So that's my problem. Like, I might think I think that might be the problem that I'm dealing with mentally. But I've been balancing it, because like, one thing is, if I were to die tomorrow, I want to make sure people felt my love.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because I don't do this for money. I don't do this for clout. I don't do this. If I were doing this for clout, I told you off air the people I could have on, and it would already be done. But there's a bigger mission, bro, and I feel like you're definitely gonna be part of it, because you're contributing to the community as much as possible. I see it all the time, and you keep performing and being consistent. It's already like the visuals. It's just like, bro. And your last visuals was fire, though.
Appreciate you. Also, shout outs to Tyree. Tyree shot that shit.
No way. Tyree, bro. Like, that's what I mean, man. And I know I say it every interview, especially when I have a rapper come on, or an artist, or MC. It's more of like, we need to come together more, man. Like, help each other more. Like, I always send people to anybody, anything, just to help you, you know, because this isn't, so. But no, man, for real, interview 91. Thank you for coming on, bro. I told you, bro. It's real, bro. A lot of people sleep on this thing, but when we get it to that next level, we're only at start 2 right now. You know, when we get to that next level, it's gonna be doosh, and then you'll see, man. But for real, thank you for coming on, bro. It's been an honor, bro. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, the only way to achieve your dreams is through you. No one else is going to do it. You got to get up every single day and grind harder than you did yesterday and the day before that. Peace, guys.
Yes, sir.